Hello and welcome back. My name's Chris. I am the Railroad Reseller, and today I want to talk about things that I have made mistakes at yard sales. It's more pointed at me instead of what you should do. These are mistakes I make, and I constantly make them. Now, the strange thing about this is this past weekend I actually followed my own advice, and I did really well. Now, yard sales are always going to be a hit, a miss. Some days you're going to have great days. Some days you're just going to have okay days. Okay, and I think you can get from bad to okay with knowledge. You can never get to great every day, okay? Anybody videos that you watch that they're just hitting home runs every day, they're putting together stuff, they're splicing together something, they're doing something, or they just live in a wonderful area with just wonderful sales all the time, okay? But I want to go over some things that I do. I'm not going to give you, usually I get just random lists and stuff. I am going to give some things that I'm got listed, but I'm not going to give you that type of thing. I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right, the first thing I recommend that you do is always check the free box. And I have the bad habit, like I say, I walk right by that free box time after time, and you'd be shocked and surprised, but what good stuff people stick in free boxes. They think the stuff doesn't have value, so they just put it out there. Who would want this? Why would they want that? I definitely want this gone. Man, don't always. I have found so much money, good items in the pre box. I found better stuff in the pre box than the whole yard sale together. So always look at the pre box. Now, not every sale has a pre box. If you've never been to a yard sale, you say, you go to the first yard sale and say, "Where's your free box?" And they look at you kind of strange. Not everybody has free boxes, but I have never been through a whole yard sale day where there isn't at least a yard sale or two that doesn't have a free box. Always look at the free box. Okay, don't be afraid to dig. If you see some stuff there, like I tell you what, like I said, I'll give you this story. So it was a Friday. It was a bad day. There was only a couple sales out. I went to one sale that had already happened. I didn't know it had happened before, so only got a couple things there. Went to the next yard sale, and they had a bunch of wee stuff in a thing. $5 a game, $100 for the whole thing. Well, that is scary. I will say to you, without things, something like that is just usually a big turnoff. Okay, most people go, these Wii games ain't worth $5, and a Wii as a whole and a bunch of that ain't $100. But I took advantage of the $5 and I started looking through the stack, and there started being some really good games. And I made quite a bit of money. I actually lotted up 5 games and I asked them would they do $20. So that was $4 a piece. And then actually, when I got home, it had 2 games inside of one. I didn't do nothing to manipulate it. I just found out later that there was 2 games inside of one. So that was even 6 games for 20. So my cost was much better. And I made, like I said, a really good money because the games that I got was really good. So don't be afraid to dig around, especially later on. If you're out at a yard sale late and you know that people's hit. Some people just kind of hit and run. Okay. And that's not a good thing sometimes to hit and run. Or they're just looking for their one specific item. I found one time, I think it was a Willie Stargell jersey. I was in Roanoke, and it was noon, and there's a just t-shirts and stuff. Didn't look like much. And I dug through, and there was a Willie Stargell, like Cooperstown commemorative type jersey. Not like an original Willie Stargell jersey or anything like that. We're not going that crazy. But there was a Willie Stargell jersey, and I pulled it out. And I asked the lady, I said, "What are you asking for this?" And she's like, 50 cents. Sold that for like $35 or something, plus shipping. And then, on 50 cents, and that was noon. So don't be afraid to dig. We'll go to some solds, and then I'm going to come back and explain some more stuff that we need to all be doing at yard sales. All right, let's go over some things that sold. Sold the Best of Rome here CD. We got $7 and something plus shipping. Sold the Empire Strikes Back. We got $9 and something plus shipping. This is the old one. This is one of the first ones that would have came out on VHS. This would have still had, I think, pretty much unaltered scenes. So this one, that's why this one's highly collectible. This is a CBS Fox. This is the red one. This is 1984. This would have been like $30 in your store in 1984. So that's probably $100 in today's money to kind of put that in perspective. Need for Speed, Most Wanted, complete, I think. Yeah, $7 and something plus shipping on the Need for Speed. We're getting some better ones. Polo Ralph Lauren. This is vintage dungaree work shirt. Nice, got that denim type look to it. $25 plus shipping. I took an offer on that. That's why I know it's an exact amount. Sold this. It's a Mexican style shirt. It's got the little seahorses. Picked this up on a dollar day. Got $11 plus shipping on the dollar day buy. That's what I always kind of look for on dollar day, is kind of at least try to try to do $10 plus shipping. Got that from Kevin, by the way. Actually, a lot of things I look at from when something's a dollar or something, I try to look at, can I get $10 plus shipping? If I can get $10 plus shipping, I'm pretty happy. Let me give you a little extra on this. This is a Kingsford apron and grill set. Paid $2.99 at a thrift store, Salvation Army thrift store. Got $26.95 plus shipping on that. There's none of these listed. The only thing that's listed for Kingsford as a whole, as far as apron and stuff, is just some denim apron that's like $50 plus shipping. So I'm new. I mean, this is new. This has the apron and the mitt. I knew this was good, and so if you see something Kingsford, I guess go ahead and grab it. I didn't know that this was. I tried to look something up, and there wasn't nothing there, and that's really when I grabbed it, because a lot of times when you're the only one that's listed or something that's as popular as this, I mean, it's simple, guys. You don't have to see a sell-through rate. Everybody sees the sell-through rate. It ain't all about seeing the sell-through rate. When you're the only one and you've got a one-of-a-kind, it'll sell for you. So another of the biggest mistakes I make at yard sales is I don't have a plan sometimes. Sometimes I go into stuff just in the dark, and that's not good. At least set up your first 3 to 4 yard sales. Set up where you're going, how you're going. Have money. I mean, I will say that one thing about me, I always have money. I have change ones, that type of thing. I usually keep a roll of quarters down there at my bottom of my house. I always grab a handful of quarters when I grab my keys. That's also for kids and lemonade and stuff like that. I always buy off little kids and lemonade and stuff. Probably one of my weaknesses. That's something I'm going to tell you need to still do. Keep on buying the lemonade and little cookies and brownies and stuff. And if you don't want to buy other people's stuff, just give them money. I know, I'm not going to give kids this money for nothing. Calm down. You'll get over it. It'll be all right. But not having a plan. You need to say, I'm going to go to 1024 Elm Street, and I'm going to go to 1719 Carter Street, and then just go from there that way. And make sure those dots make sense. Don't start 1 mile from your house, go 11 miles from your house, come back and go 6 miles. You're not going to accomplish many yard sales. So you need to have a plan, at least the first 4 or 5. Of course, if you're on the way to one and there's one right there, go to it. Just because it's not advertised in your Facebook marketplace, your yard sell this, or my neighbor and next door or nada, if it's right there in front of you, go to it, especially if it's early on. Most likely that if others didn't see it either, so you may be the only one there, and you may get some really good stuff. But do have a plan. The next thing you want to do is don't leave so quickly. I have literally watched people run up to a yard sale. Oh, you got any video games? And they said no, and they left. And I'm like, you just walked past money. I mean, I'm like, literally, what the heck? I would, and this is even more experienced sellers. There's a guy that does reselling around me. He has a bigger store. I don't know his numbers or anything like that, but he has a bigger store than me. I was at I guess you call it a estate sale kind of thing. What it was, they wanted to clean out the contents of a house. They weren't, they were going to rent the house, so they need to clean out the contents. So anyway, we're in there, and I mean, this is a great house. There's just tons of stuff. And he's in there, he grabs a few things, and he's out. And I'm like, do you not realize how much good stuff's here? And I mean, he supposedly is a toy guy, but there was all kinds of toys he left behind. Good toys, stuff that you've seen me in sold videos sell. And he left it all behind because I think he was too worried about, I got to get to the next yard. I got to get to the next yard sale. Let me tell you something. In the yard sale business, if you've got a really good yard sale, it's quality over quantity. Just because you go to 72 yard sales in your day's time doesn't mean you'll have better stuff than the guy that went to 5 sales. This past weekend, I could have went to a lot of yard sales, but I only went to 4, and I did really good. It's because the ones I went to were quality, and when I knew I was at a quality sale, I kept on working that thing. And I mean, that's usually a mistake I make. Usually I run way too quick, but this time I didn't run. I'll show you some more solds, but we're going to talk more about yard sales and more strategies. Okay, let's go over some more things that sold. Sold this Spalding baseball glove here. We got $17 plus shipping on the Spalding baseball glove. Generally on baseball gloves, as long as you don't pay more than like $2 or $3 a piece, most times, 9 times out of 10, you really do well. I mean, I still could consider 2 into, say, $17. I consider that good money. You may not, but that's your opinion. Also, something that was $2 was this Unsolved Mysteries. I did this on another What Sold. But anyway, $15 plus shipping on the old and sold mysteries. There's like 3 or 4 different ones. Some of them are more valuable than others. I think this is actually the least valuable because this is the traditional episodes, I believe. Kind of Ghost. It is Ghost. It's what that series is called. Anyway, sold these Prada jeans. Size 10. Prada's a good name brand of clothing. I'm just trying to see if I got shit. Okay, so that was $30 free shipping on those, but those are lightweight. Those won't even be a pound because these are women's size 10, as you can see. I mean, these are not going to be very heavyweight. Sold this Philadelphia Eagles hoodie. I think it's an extra large or large. Extra large. $15 plus shipping on the Philadelphia Eagles Nike hoodie. Sold this St. John's Bay, of course, the 3XLT. This came from my closet because I bought myself a shirt. So whenever I buy myself a shirt, I list something. So we got $12 plus shipping on the St. John's Bay 3XLT Hawaiian shirt. And last but not least, we got Polo, Ralph Lauren, Big Pony, Crest, all kinds of stuff. Custom fit, only a large, but still we did good. $23 plus shipping. I want to show you something. This thing still was new, guys. Didn't have all the rest of the tags, but it did have that. I listed it as new without tags, but I did take a picture of that and put that in listing that there was still one of the original stickers that shows no signs of wear. Anyway, $23 plus shipping. Okay, so definitely one thing you're going to want to watch here is don't be so stinking chatty. Too many times in a yard sale, people get there and they want to have a conversation. They want to talk. I know it's fun. I know it's your thing. It's my thing. But sometimes you get too chatty. Stop talking. The people that are having yard sales are trying to do their thing. So grab what you're going to grab. Go ahead and get your money out. Hand them the money. Say, I got $3 here. I got this shirt, this hat, $3. All right. Now, if you're going to start piling, if it is one of those good pile yard sales, say, all right, can we make a pile here? You will see that in videos sometimes. That is a good strategy. Or ask, where can I make the pile at? Because you know automatically. That's the thing. If you want one thing you want to learn from the big channels, there is one positive thing you want to learn. When you're at a quality yard sale and you're starting to grab stuff up, ask them, where can I put this at? I want to make a pile. Okay? That's why that is good stuff. That is excellent stuff. But don't be too chatty. Once you have your stuff, get there, pay the person, get out. Okay? Next thing at a yard sale that I have a problem with, because I left a really nice pair of Jordans. They were in the box. I know the guy. I know he buys legit stuff. I know these weren't some off knockoff type thing. This guy wouldn't be that way. I've known him since I was a kid, and I messed up because I was a cheapskate. I did not pay up. I should have bought those Jordan shoes. They probably were about $150 pair of shoes once I started getting home and looking them up. He wanted $40. They were really super nice. He still had the box for them, the original box that came in for everything. Don't be afraid to pay up. Stop being a cheapskate, especially if you've been in the thing for quite a while. Yeah, don't be afraid to pay up. Good stuff brings good customers. And cheap junk brings bad customers most of the time. Just the way of the rules. But finally, the last thing I want to talk about, and here's the thing, and this is where I probably lose my neck more than anything, because I make mistakes. I make bad buys sometimes. And my mistake is, okay, I get home, say I bought 10 things, say I've said 8 of them usually is good, listable items. So I list my 8 items, maybe within a day, 2-3 days time. And the other 2 just kind of hang there. And then the next week I go out and 2 more hang there, 3 more hang there. Sometimes 4. Sometimes I have a bad weekend, I pick a lot of stuff. And I need to find a better method of getting rid of my bad buys. Now you say, I have said this before. I had a box and I threw them in and I took them to Goodwill, Salvation Army, yada yada. Which we really need to stop giving anything to the Goodwill. Okay, there's a video that came out recently. It shows you, man, if you're a reseller of any type, the Goodwill is not your friend in any way, shape, or form. Stop giving anything to the Goodwill. Okay. But get rid of bad buys. And actually what you need to do is you need a platform to get rid of your buys, but do it in a way that you're getting money out of it. One thing I will say about some of your bigger channels, and some of this is not going to be well liked, what I'm getting ready to say here. They've got a good way of getting rid of their bad buys. And they've got platforms and ways of getting rid of their bad buys. That's all I'm going to say about that. You can read through that however you want to. They have ways of getting rid of their bad buys. And we have ways of getting rid of our bad buys. Facebook Marketplace, just different things. Give somebody a good deal, but man, move it on down the road, or late in the year if you want to. Like, around here, we stop having yard sales like late October, okay? Maybe first, have a yard sale maybe late October, early November, and get rid of some of those bad buys right at the end of the yard sale season or the very beginning of the yard sale. Like around here, yard sale season really don't start till like the first week in May. Okay, there'll always be some in April. Have a yard sale in April. I'll tell you what, having a yard sale in April sometimes, clean out before you add on to all your stuff. It's a good idea. Anyway, if you like these good ideas, give me a like. Comment below, what is some mistakes you make at yard sales? Or maybe you don't make mistakes. Maybe it's just me. And subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Have a great week.